Oh my fucking god. I feel like I'm gonna explode and vomit, but I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna make it quick. It's okay to see yourself as better than some shit. It is truly okay. And I'm going to tell you why. Because guess what? The whole reason I moved out of my mom's place, not just because she attacked me, but leading up to the attack, just simply put, she was doing more and more shit that made me go, I think I'm too old for this. I'm almost 21 and I'm dealing with her being sane, like an insane nut job, losing her temperament all the time, going fucking crazy. I can't keep being a trigger like this. And then when she finally got at me with that one fucking unvacuumed corner in my room just because she wanted to store shit and degrade me for fun, that's how she relieves her stress. I was like, you know what? I'm too good for this. I actually, anything would be better than this. And then guess what? I did end up homeless for a bit. But frankly, you want to know how I felt when I was sitting in that shitty ass motel room? I felt fucking joy. At first, I felt amazingly horrible, paralyzing fear and stomach pains. But then once I realized, okay, I cut off that side of the family and this side of the family. And now there's no one else to rely on except for me and maybe a few Instagram friends. And I felt fucking free. I was like, I can do anything I want. I can be openly gay now. I can be openly identifying as non-binary. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Oh my god. And I literally remember the exact song I played on my speaker as I busted a move. I put on some Cash Doll right after I put on some fucking edgy music. I just danced my ass off and felt fucking great. I was on my laptop. Even though I was stressed the fuck out and didn't fully know what was going to happen next, I thought, you know what? Even if I die tomorrow or tonight or whatever the fuck happens to me, I could get raped in this motel room, I could get my throat slit sometime this week. I'm gonna still just give myself one last final fucking good time. And I did. And then I persevered and everything worked well. And then 3 years later, look at me. I got nice, beautiful jewelry on. I actually had some beautiful earrings on that I just took off because they're heavy as fuck. I'm able to freely dress in the way I want. People call me beautiful and nice and friendly all the time. I'm making friends. I'm socializing. I'm getting invited to exclusive events. I'm having a time of my life. And that will only happen if you see yourself as worth it and bank on yourself and say you're too good for this shit. I also remember I straight up was like, you know what? I feel fuck. The reason I got this wig is because I thought to myself, I feel really fucking bad about my hair. And I don't want, like, I thought getting my hair braided into some shitty little French braids would help me at least run some errands, but I don't feel pretty. And then I went, you know what? I'm too good for just sitting in the house all the time, being mopey on some boring shit. Let me go ahead and get a cute little wig, and let me go tiptoe my ass out the house. And I did, and ever since then, this is my little going out wig, and I get compliments, like 3 compliments at least, every single time I step out the house, and I have a fantastic time, and I feel amazing, and it's great. And just, it's good to see yourself as better than certain shit. Like, I left my last job because I was like, you know what? This seems like emotionally abusive and just very fucked up that I'm dealing with this. I don't like my manager. I left that job. I could have, and then guess what? Actually, funny enough, I did leave that job. I was scared shitless, but you want to know what happened? Within the next 3 days, I got on a high paying film set, and I got like a solid like 75% of my rent from being on that film set, just as a production assistant. And you want to know what's even better? They didn't need shit from me. Like we showed up and then it was actually like, oh hey, there's a delay, so we just wait here. And then we all just waited for several hours. We ate lunch. Not a whole bunch happened until the very end. And even then I got some free headshots out of it. I made some new connections. I had a blast. And then even then I got a better job out of it. With my ex Morgan last year. He was a piece of shit before he was even officially my ex. And I remember being like, you know what, I am better than this. I'm too good to wait around for like 7 hours to like. This dude was leaving me on red for like 7 hours or more, despite reading my messages instantly. And I thought to myself, I am better than this. I am. I went on the dating apps and I already had several dates lined up. He was mad as fuck and then started to step up his game. But even then, after a certain point last December, I just fully was like, you know what, I deserve better than this. There is a lot better to be had out there. And there was, because guess what? Funny enough, within the first week of us breaking up, I met my very next ex-boyfriend, who at the very start was very, very sweet. And then even now, guess what? Guess what's happening? I kind of, like, with Jared, now it's like, okay, I'm almost ready to fully cut him off, because I know nothing good can come from being around him. And now it's at the point where it's like, okay, look, I have nice dates lined up with very nice gentlemen, very mild-mannered, not putting me at risk of anything whatsoever, safe, financially secure, and thoughtful. And I like that. And some people get really mad about, like, how do I put this? You have to be selective. It is okay to think of yourself as better than some shit. I thought too deep to myself, ooh, some of these people I've been talking to recently are so fucking shitty and awful. When do I end the friendships with them? Do I really want to be alone, or would I rather have some people in case of emergencies or this or that? And then deep down, now that I'm actually struggling less, or maybe I'm still struggling the same amount, it's just like, huh, actually these dudes are still pretty damn shitty. Let's end the friendships. And even though at first it kind of hurt to end the friendships, I also knew, I felt like it's like pain, but also relief at the exact same time. Kind of like popping a pimple where it like stings, but it comes out so satisfyingly, and you know it's like you don't have the zit on your face anymore. And it'll be inflamed for a while, but it'll heal over. And you put some lotion on it, and then next thing you know, it's like it was never there in the first place. I've been cutting off people recently for like talking to Jared, for being really shitty towards me, being disrespectful, not being thoughtful enough, and I'm not really regretting it because usually it was a long time coming before I actually decided to pull the plug. So it's like, yeah, maybe that girl that person who is calling me all the time, trying to complain about their life, but never really cared about mine, maybe they're not like the best person I should be in touch with right now. Maybe that person who's clinking beers with my abuser, even though they know damn well the issues I faced with them, maybe they're not like my bestie. And even Jared, when he heard about me doing that, he was like, what the fuck? How are we supposed to be friends if you're cutting off people who simply dare to talk to me? Newsflash, asshole. It's me prepping to get rid of you too. Ooh, and he just thought to himself, ooh, you're overreaching it, you're overreaching it. You're like, that's too much. Not really. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and I would like to have quality over quantity. And also, the sooner I'm going, I'm probably better than being friends with people who are openly friends or even closer to the people who hate me or despise me or are not in good touch with me. And the sooner I get rid of niggas who are disrespectful enough in that regard, the easier it is for me to get rid of worse niggas. Like, simply put, that's why people who are abusive usually hate when you stand up for yourself, even over small shit. Because they know if they don't nip it in the bud, they're gonna start being, like, called out for more shit that they did wrong. But it simply, it's like, yeah. It'll be way easier for me to, like, if I can cut off people for fucking with Jared because Jared's a toxic piece of shit, and if you consider yourself a friend, why are you out here, like, forgiving this abuser and shit? Especially without my consent or without, like, because it's like, you know what he did, you know that it still fucks me up, come on now. But I know it's not so easy to leave an abuser because, hell, if it was, I would have left Jared. Not, we aren't dating, we just casually talk, I guess, because it's helping me to wind down on things and scale back, and kind of like I can't go cold turkey, so I need to wean myself off. So it's like, okay, if I cut off the niggas that fuck with Jared, it makes it all that much easier to just cut off Jared, because I have nothing tying me to this man, don't have to run into him in certain circles, don't have to give a fuck about him, and can actually feel like, oh, hey, I respect myself enough to get rid of friends that, like, don't respect what happened to me. Now I can fully cut off the men who actually did it to me and don't respect me at all. Like, because you just kind of start, if you start small, like if you're like, I'm better than this really shitty haircut, or I'm better than having shitty lame nails, let me put in the discipline to grow them out. I'm better than fucked up hair, let me invest in my hair care and my skin. I'm better than my messed up, then you kind of start doing better. Like, I'm better than this messed up home environment, let me start saving money. I'm better than this job, let me start applying to other places. I'm better than my ex, let me go ahead and date better. Because if you put yourself in that mindset instead of having a self-fulfilling prophecy of, oh no, he's the best I can get, oh no, but my mom's so nice, I need to keep her around. Like, if you keep doing that shit, you're gonna find yourself unmoving and in the same situation years later. So simply put, you are good for certain things and you are better than some people. Just keep that in mind. Like, just keep that in mind. I thought to myself at my last job, ooh, but will I ever get a job that pays more and is easier than this one? And the answer is yes. I actually did find one. So, all's well and ends well.